Jack Jewell on there with Buck Angel, my nemesis. It figures those two are buddies. I mean, maybe they're not. I don't know. I haven't seen this one yet. Jack lately seems to be very anti-trans. Like, I mean, I think he's a nice guy, a nice person. I've talked to him a couple of times on Instagram, and he is. He's very friendly, very nice. You know, he took the time to write me back, you know, a nobody with barely 300 followers, you know, and he didn't throw a fit about that or nothing. He just wrote me back, which I thought was cool. But, yeah, like I said, lately I've seen some of his more recent videos, and he's taking a very aggressive anti-trans sort of position. So I guess we'll see what this is, because I mean it makes sense, I guess, because Buck, self-hating transphobe, if ever there were one, but you know he won't admit that. Too busy talking about his goddamn self to admit anything, which is, and you know, and then that's the narcissism. I think Buck is a very, very, whatever, if there's like a hierarchy of narcissists, he's up there. He's like a board director or some shit. I'm pretty sure. But let's get into it. Let's see. Let's just see what the hell this is all about here, you bad tranny.
I'm male,
so actually,
not trans. And yeah, I make YouTube videos about.
It's not that funny.
Politics, kind of society,
like
and
bring
culture.
It, tone it, bring it down a notch
are about
or two there, Buck.
The gender madness and the queer stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, you literally are just speaking truth, dude. Like, really. I mean, I am a tranny, but, you know, I'm pretty honest about myself. You know that. I think it's...
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
It's why we can have conversations.
I
am not a man, I am a female. And it took me many years
Jack
to
may
get
have an ulterior motive for being on
free.
here. Like, I can, something's in the eyes.
You know, like, when you're trans, you're told that you can change your sex. It's literally impossible. Like, actually impossible. But it takes a long...
As you said, there's some sort of
I think we're
beef.
in a world now where, you know, the economy, they can just say things and they think it's true. It's Israel, Palestine, it's absolutely everything. So
yeah, it is. It's kind of scary, actually. But trans and tranny. I'm a tranny-act. I'm the bad tranny, dude.
You are a bad tranny,
I'll choose it. I'm
That's
just
clear.
here for the kids. I think
Very
I already told you. I don't give a fuck what an adult does. Go do it, man. But don't
really, because last I heard you wanted,
interfere
it's
with
like
other
even
people's
26.
choices.
You're like,
I transitioned.
of
Friend.
course
It's different. It's not the
Yes,
same.
You
We
did it
actually
when it was
respected
the
our
hardest, didn't you? Have the
family, and we, you know, I came from the gay world.
like
I'm a gay. I was a gay. I am a gay woman on some level, right? I understand that. My life looking like a man and have a female partner, and we have a kid, and we walk the world looking like a straight couple. We're not, but you understand. I think you get it. You're very smart, but the problem is now we have people who are interfering with your world. And that's why I really want to get into this conversation, because some people are going to say that I created a lot of this mess. And I really want to have this conversation with you because
people feel like the BBC has become very leftist slanted, and they don't cover kind of, they're supposed to be balanced because they're a public broadcasting company from the government, basically. Sounds like a bit like the Soviet Union. So last year in 2023, they brought this show out, and it was the first gay dating show. There have been gay people on some shows in the past, but we never had an exclusively gay, and that was all male. I didn't actually really watch that because I'm not really that into reality TV, but I thought it was a good thing. I knew that from the clips and stuff that it was very kind of queer and very aggressive, but I was like, you know, that's kind of to be expected in the media. Then 2024, they did I Kissed a Girl, which was a lesbian one, and that one had all females. That there's going to be a trans man in the show, so it was marketed as, you know, this is so inclusive, this is so progressive. Tomorrow, every single question was, why the hell do you have a female on a gay dating show? Literally everything.
So did they actually just block it so you just can't even see it? Well, also algorithms and people complaining and da-da-da. I'm shocked because usually it happens to me when I bring up stuff that's copyright or either try to get rid of it or just whatever. I let them demonetize. I get demonetized all the time, Jack. All the time. I just let it
Really?
because they want you to take it down. I'm not taking my stuff down. I refuse. I'm allowed to say what I want, especially as a tranny, dude. But that being said, they do that so
Why does being a
it'll
tranny give you
discourage
more
you from
right?
keeping it up because you're not getting money for it. But I think I can speak for myself, and I think for you, we're not just in it to make money. Money's great, dude. It helps us. We can create this content, but I think we also are in it to sort of really create a fair and balanced conversation, as well as get back to some
You are
reality,
not.
dude.
You fair and balanced. You should
yeah,
never be allowed to use those
It
words,
enrages
Buck.
me with YouTube because they will
You are not fair
demonetize
and
you,
balanced.
but then
You are
they'll still show
biased.
ads on your video. You know,
And
so
I know,
partial
they're making money.
to your
surely if
fucking
it's
agenda. That's
you know,
why
not worthy
you don't
of
have
ads,
people on the
then
show that will like
if they
challenge
demonetize
you.
it,
I've
they would just
never
not
seen
play ads. Whereas
one time.
they demonetize.
Buck, I've never seen you put somebody up there and go head to head with somebody that you don't agree with or that doesn't agree with you. You know, I mean, and I'm not saying me. I mean, although I'd fucking rip your ass apart. Honestly, you'd probably quit YouTube by the time I was done with you. But you know, I get that I don't have enough of a following or whatever. You know, so it doesn't boost your channel, which is really what you're going for. You know, I mean. And you do it under the guise of children. You know, you're doing it for the children. That is the most disgusting thing, I think. Then you want to talk about unforgivable acts. That's unforgivable, Buck. Okay, because you can't pick and choose the children that you're gonna save. You know, so okay, you say, oh, there's no such thing as trans kids. There are. You know, there are trans kids. There are kids that will grow up to be trans and continue to be trans while they're kids. You know, I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, because trans is not, it's something that you have inherently from birth. You don't just pick it up. You don't just say, well, I got a lot of trans friends. I think I'd like to be trans. Maybe at least just with them, blah, 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 you know. Because now you're talking about AGPs. Now you're talking about AGPs or whatever that want to infiltrate and because they get off on it. But no. So what you did by voting and helping to block hormone therapy for kids and social transition, even that, you get a little like, you know, like, so no. You're not helping those kids. You're helping, okay, maybe the smaller percentage of the already small percentage of kids who will grow up to be trans. And then there's going to be a very small section of that might become detrans because they say, hey, I did it, I tried it, I thought I wanted it, it's not for me. And there is nothing wrong with detransitioners. I mean, I think it's important to be your own advocate. And if something's not working and you feel like that's not what you thought was the right path, then that's great. You need to speak up. You need to say something, okay? And yeah, a lot of it, if you start looking at surgery, yeah, that's probably irreversible. But that's why it's not happening with kids. And the few cases that you cite, I mean, you're talking about what, 2 or 3 out of what, 1,000 or some shit? So it's a hugely small percentage. So you're saving 2 or 3 kids, all the while you're ruining sort of the future potential that, you know, what, the other 998 kids have. So it doesn't make any sense, but, and honestly, and are you there? All these kids that you say, oh, you're saving all these kids, where are they? Do they come over to your place? Do you go over there and check on them and follow up and say, hey, 10 years down the road, you're still going to be in their lives? No, you're not. I mean, how do you think that people don't see that shit? Okay, so you can sit there and say that I'm doing this just for the kids, only for the kids. No, what you're doing this for is because you need some sort of a platform. You're not getting any more attention, okay? You know, your porn career is over. You've got nothing clearly going on. Nobody's asking you for meet and greets. So you say, oh, I'll start a YouTube. But now what am I going to do is start a YouTube about? Oh, yeah, the fact that I hate myself. You know, I mean, maybe you should have detransitioned, Buck, long ago. Yeah, maybe you should have done that, because maybe now you wouldn't have all that self-hate that you've got. You know? But don't sit there and try to dictate the livelihood of other people. Because isn't that the age-old rule in society? Because I guarantee you, if someone stepped in, if someone intervened because they didn't like something you're doing, the way you're raising your kids or your grandkids, and they said, hey, wait a minute, we need some legislation here to stop this kind of thing because I don't like it, you'd fucking uncork yourself. Okay? Because that's the unspoken rule in society. Don't tell people how to raise their kids. Same with Christians. Could you imagine? Because there is supposed to be that separation of church and state. Okay? And so all of this Christian nationalist bullshit, the nonsense that's really driving the agenda here on the right, because they want to control everything. And that is not right. You don't get to use your subjective scale of morality to decide the lives and the limitations of everybody else, the ones that don't agree with you. And knowing the Christian nationalists, the Christian mentality, period, they're not happy until the whole rest of the goddamn world agrees with them. So why do you think that they're going to stop at just one thing? They're not going to stop at just one thing. They're going to keep wanting more and more. When in the history of ever has a group of people started to get power, started to get some rights and stuff and authority over other people, and they said, no, I'm good right here. Like, this is what I wanted to get to. We got here. I'm happy. No, never. Not once throughout history. They always keep going. They want more power. Because they've got a problem with this now all of a sudden. They've got a problem with that now all of a sudden. And before you know it, we're going to be talking about censoring music, censoring movies. Kirk Cameron is going to be the only one person allowed to make any movies. And that we know how those would turn out. Oof. But before I rant too long about this, let's go back.
These things to try and control the conversation, so they just put ads on it anyway. So, yeah, I think I don't get videos demonetized often, so I don't know if that's because they're not.
And Buck, what
I don't go too far in the runner, or I've heard that when you have a smaller channel, sometimes they target you less.
God,
so if I
really
grow
don't
and grow,
like
then it might be the
I think
case
it's
that I get
fake
more
as
demonetization.
fucking shit.
There's that. There's a lot of things, right? I am kind of an asshole, and
You are.
I do say things that are very
Not in a good way.
considered transphobic, even though I'm like a
You are the most transphobic, one of the most transphobic people
here.
I've ever met,
Let
Buck.
me transition before perhaps you can.
They don't understand that all of these. I mean, did you see this viral video of an American teacher? She's probably in your state or something, but one of the parents was complaining to her. She's probably a they them. That she was teaching about. I don't know if I can say it, about butt plugs.
I'm pretty sure you can say whatever you want, honestly,
It's
if
like
you're not worried about
she was just fully defending
YouTube
it.
and fucking
But you can just see they're totally lost in this thing. They don't realize.
I mean, I get it. For a lot of these guys, that's their job.